Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast episode. Today I wanted to drop in and talk about energy and what energy healing is. This is something that over the course of my many years working with bodies, being an energy practitioner of different modalities, I've always kind of struggled with this conversation. And then I just started to be like, okay, what are the basis of this? How can I explain this to somebody who is a seer, right? Like who needs to see things. So then I got thinking, okay, let's talk about what energy is and then how energy healing is what that works with. Now, we have to remember that energy techniques, energy healing modalities, the knowledge of energy, the awareness of energy has been around for millennia. It isn't something that is new. A lot of the newer modalities are inspired by, tap into modalities, practices, knowings, information that has been passed down for centuries and centuries and centuries. And some are super, super old and people stay very much in that particular wheelhouse, and other people are calling in their awareness, they're downloading new information, they're having different experiences with different people and kind of evolving energy healing modalities and practices. Now, as we move into the world where technology is so prevalent and it's able to actualize something, it's able to physicalize something that we have not been able to see with our eye, it's saying that, oh, like, look what science has discovered. Well, a lot of this, and this is my own opinion, a lot of this has been known for many people in the energy space. Anyone who's dealt with healing modalities, energy work, quantum work, so at a distance, anyone in the manifestation world, whatever it is, Eastern medicine, whatever it is, they've known these things. And now we're just able to quote unquote prove it. I hate that word, but we're able to see it, right? In more of a sensory, visual, colors, whatnot. But it's always been there. It's always been there. And for some people, this really is a struggle because they want something to be difficult. They want it not to be so easy to use these modalities, tap into these things, and shift and change their life. So, what is energy? Energy is the foundation of everything in the universe. The smallest particles to the most massive galaxies, it's all energy. It moves, it flows, it transforms, and it affects everything that it touches, okay? In the context of the human body, energy plays a critical role in maintaining the physical, emotional, and mental balance. We are just, as human, as a computer, as the microphone that I'm speaking into, we're just a collection of energies in a certain frequency that make up the form that which we see, okay? So what happens when energy gets stuck, and what happens when we release it, and how does that lead to healing, okay? Like energy healing. To understand this, I want you to first start to explore and open up, if you haven't already, to the quantum world, the quantum entanglement, and how energy healing and techniques improve, promote, and get us back into well-being, a frequency that we are designed to be at, removing blocked sources, removing whatever it is, energy forms. We can go deep, but we're going to keep it a little basic today. So if everything is energy, there's nothing, zero, nada, that's not in the universe. There's nothing in the universe that isn't energy. Nothing can be destroyed, created. Energy is just always transforming. We're always shifting energy into one form, one frequency after another. It's easy to forget at times because we get tuned into, well, it's physical, it's hard, it's solid. But the more we can tune into and shift our perspective and widen and remember that these foundational knowledge of energy is literally everything, and everything is energy. It's easier to shift and change everything we desire in all areas of our life. Some of us are really good at it. Some of us have some things to work through. Some of us have a lot of trapped emotions in our body that will then manifest into things, which I'll talk about later. And some of us, it's as if by magic that things, you're just moving things, you're just transforming energy, right? It's all relevant and it's all okay. And wherever you are in your journey of understanding this, it is perfect. Okay? There's always more to explore. I'm not perfect in it. I don't know everything in it. And I'm really enjoying my process of getting to know this and be with this and work with these ideas and really remember that everything is energy and I can change it all. I can transform it all. So everything in existence, like I just said, is made up of energy. It's vibrating at different frequencies. At the end of the day, your car, our computer, the drinks, the mug that's holding our favorite beverage in it, the mole on your skin, the wart on the bottom of your foot, your back pain, how you speak, your toothache, depression, anxiety are all frequencies and a collection of perhaps a few different ones that then manifest in a particular way. It has been known for millennia or longer that the human body energy manifests as a life force. In Chinese medicine, they call this the qi or the prana in the yogic traditions. And the life force flows through our bodies along pathways, often known as meridians or nadis, I believe it's pronounced. Maybe wrong there. And it supports the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual health of all of us. When energy flows freely, the body is in a state of harmony. When it becomes blocked or stagnant, then it can lead to various physical and emotional imbalances. So, I just want you to take a second. Be in the space that everything is energy and it's all frequencies. And when we are blocked or stagnant or have environmental devices or scenarios where there's a dissonant frequency being projected at us, various physical and emotional imbalances occur. That manifests as stress, anxiety, depression, physical ailments, chronic illnesses, and pain. And this is where energy healing modalities and whatnots come in with the aim and oftentimes the magical result of releasing these blockages and restoring the natural flow of energy and enabling the body to heal. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go into quantum physics for a second. Now, you don't need to be a quantum physicist or a high-level academia person to understand that this is at play and to work with it for your own life. So the quantum entanglement refers to the phenomenon where two particles become connected in such a way that a state of one particle directly influences the state of another, no matter the distance between them. This connection happens instantaneously, even if the particles are separated by thousands of miles. They've done studies about this. They also have the observer effect, where what we project onto, what we expect the particle to do, it will do, right? So, and then that will affect another particle, right? This is the butterfly effect. This is I'm sending love and gratitude and prayers or thoughts or energy towards someone for healing, and we hear all these magical stories about people being healed. This isn't a phenomenon, I would say. This is what it is. Quantum entanglement is what everything is. If everything is energy and it's all quantumly entangled, then we're all affecting everything. They did a study, this one blew my mind, where they took a man's blood and they separated the man from the vial of blood. And then they made the man, so like thousands of miles away, this vial of blood was sitting in a petri dish. They made the man watch a very traumatic series of events, and his response in his blood inside of him was being replicated in the vial of blood that was thousands away from him in a petri dish. They were measuring the same responses. So everything is connected. Quantum entanglement often defies or totally defies the traditional points of views of physics. It's been a law before all the other laws were discovered. So it is like the foundational thing that when we come into this reality, into this planet, we have a series of laws. And then you have the quantum entanglement, like universal laws, right? The understanding and the respect of this has been carried by many. And many right now are coming into a level of understanding that they can impact their lives in a very positive way by tuning into this quantum entanglement. You could call it a law, but I would even just say perspective, right? You can shift so much in your life in such a positive way when you start to begin to understand just the very basics of it, whatever you can grasp, and respect that this is what's happening. So how energy gets stuck in the body, there's some different, perspectives on this, but essentially our body is a physical structure of complex systems of energies and therefore frequencies that interact with emotions, thoughts, and external influences, which again, let's just remember, which are also frequencies and energies themselves. Throughout life, we encounter experiences that can disrupt or block or turn off, turn down these energy flows. For example, we can lead to a stagnant or stuck energy is traumatic events. We aren't processing our emotions fully. We have limiting beliefs. We have chronic stress or environmental disruptors. When energy becomes stuck, it can cause a range of symptoms, both physical and emotional. And I would even say subcategory like neurological. The physical you can kind of see. The neurological you can't quite see maybe, but it shows up in like behaviors and whatnot. And then like the emotional side too. We can feel lethargic, anxious, weighed down by negative thoughts. And over time, what these energy blockages or, incongruencies can do is contribute to serious conditions like chronic pain, autoimmune disorders, mental health issues, and various physical illnesses, conditions that we have experienced and kind of documented through the last millennia, right? There are so many examples of people doing some deep personal healing in the energy space to remove, trapped emotions, to rewrite limiting beliefs, to essentially change the energetic frequency, and their autoimmune diseases go away, right? This is because if you remember that we're all energy, everything has a frequency, we just got to get back to that frequency. However, which way you feel is great. Using things, my opinion, right, such as pharmaceuticals, have their place to help bring things maybe down or to reduce the severity of a symptom. But if you're not removing the root cause, which pretty much everything but Western medicine pharmaceutical approaches do, everything else is rooted at the root cause, is focused on the root cause, understands that there's complexities here, that it can be complex and it can also be super simple when you look at it from a point of energy. Personal opinion. There's a place for Western medicine. If I break my arm, I definitely want someone trained to set it. If I, get cut open, I want someone to sew me up. But I also know that 99% of what we treat with pharmaceuticals can be addressed through other forms. Personal opinion. So the more and more awareness that's coming up in how our trapped thoughts, feelings, emotions, limiting beliefs, judgments, perspectives, points of views on things, these all hold and hinder our bodies in what we can receive and how the energy is flowing through us. Energy healing techniques come into work here to release these blockages, allow the body to naturally heal as it's designed to, and function more effectively. When we restore the flow of energy, the body can return to a state of balance and well-being, which is just muy bueno. So there are various methods that are used to release stuck energies from the body, including very popular and well-known Reiki, acupuncture. There's other emotional release techniques such as the emotional freedom technique or emotion code healing or body code. There's also quantum healing, which a lot of other modalities would probably put themselves under, such as Symphony of Possibilities, quantum healing they call it, access bars would be under there, and there are various other modalities out there. but they work under the premise that the body has innate ability to heal itself when the energy is flowing freely and we no longer have these limiting or stuck or incongruent thoughts, feelings, and emotions, considerations, points of views that are ultimately sticking us from being the vibration that we truly are designed to be. I just want to side note, that vibration is love and joy and glory and fun and play. And we've been taught to be scared and to be fearful and to be these lower vibrations. So if we can allow ourselves to be in those higher states of vibrations, I believe, again, point of view here, that the world would be such a brilliant and beautiful, beautiful place for all beings, including the earth, including the animals, including everything. So releasing trapped emotions, let's just talk about a couple of ways that we can release these things. So releasing trapped emotions. Our bodies store emotions, especially when they're not being fully processed or acknowledged. These trapped emotions can create energetic blockages. They affect both the physical and the emotional health. And techniques such as EFT or emotional freedom technique, emotion code, the body code, these techniques help bring these emotions to the surface, allowing them to be released and freed from the body and energy flow. And what I love about these, and same with acupuncture or qigong, all these things can help the flow of energy flow freely. Emotion code or EFT really allows for things to come to the surface without going into the drama and trauma of events, which I absolutely love, because then we're not reassociating or reaffirming experiences, and we're actually able to just, again, process, acknowledge, and release these energetics, these frequencies from our body. Reprogramming limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs can be points of views, judgments, what we consider right and wrong, what we've attached to, whether or not it works for us and what we desire or not. We've created an event in our life where we heard something or saw something or thought something. It becomes a belief, and oftentimes those are quite limiting. So limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained throughout the patterns that are often stem from experiences and societal conditioning. They start happening when you're a baby, right? These conditionings, someone said, it's famously quoted, give me a child to their 9 or 7 and I'll have them for life. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But it's basically saying, if you give me a kid and you let me have them, essentially brainwash them, program them the way that I want by the time that they're 7, I will own them for the rest of their life. If I set what their belief systems are, I have them. So for example, you can believe that you're not worthy of love. This belief can create an energetic block in the heart chakra, which affects your emotional and physical well-being and also keeps love from you. And it keeps you looking maybe outside yourself for love. And, we see these with, just getting into the wrong relationships or not feeling worthy enough for going for things. And when we release these limiting beliefs, when we release these frequencies, our heart chakra opens up. We become more confident. We are born into this world worthy, plain and simple. We are worthy to be here. And so when we release these trapped emotions and these limiting beliefs that we aren't worthy of love, so much positive can change in your body and in your relationships and in your life. So quantum healing entanglements, the quantum healing operates on the idea that since everything in the universe is interconnected, we can influence everything and anything at a distance. We do not have to be in the same time, space, and dimension in order to change things, in order to shift things, in order to influence things. So practitioners that tap into the quantum healing, tap into the field of energy that connects everything together, really works with shifting the energy of another person that's not necessarily right there in front of them. This process leverages quantum entanglement. This process also releases a lot from past lives that we bring into here, that we've kind of passed along, through generations. When we start to release whatever it is, limiting beliefs or frequencies, we no longer pass these down to our friends and family, and family being like our offspring. That's all stored in the epigenetics. And I'm not going to go into that. That's not like my wheelhouse, but it's definitely part of, my awareness that epigenetics is just frequencies passed down over generations and generations, which then create said things. I really hope I have someone who's more in the world of epigenetics, because I think it's fascinating. I've definitely listened to people who have done research in this world when they've, traced the epigenetics, they've gotten the DNA, then they've done a whole bunch of, energy work with removing frequencies, emotions, trapped emotions, doing the inner healing work, and then they redo their test for the epigenetics, and literally shit changes. Like, it changes because you're changing the frequencies that are there. Just to kind of cap off, like, there's modalities out there that, you're probably really familiar with. You might not be as familiar with some, such as the emotion code or the body code, symphony of possibilities, access bars, access energy body processes. One of the things I love about so many of these modalities is that they are intentional with bringing a level of consciousness up, a level of awareness up, which I think is sometimes twofold times greater. I don't know what I just said there, but basically it's one, to receive a session by something that brings your body back into its innate healing capabilities. It's another thing to do that and pair it with a level of consciousness and awareness that really brings you aware of what is going on, so that you can actually make different choices and not get stuck in the same patternings that were creating the event over and over again. So a lot of these, when you start removing your limiting beliefs and you start removing trapped emotions, frequencies that are incongruent with yourself, if you're able to also raise your level of awareness and consciousness, you start to change how you choose to live life. And I think that is absolutely amazing. I love when I get to work with clients and I use various modalities and techniques depending on the person, depending on the process, depending on what's coming up for them. But what they get is awareness, and they can start making different choices, and they can start seeing their own patterns and choosing it without this vibration of guilt and shame and blame that can kind of get perpetuated in those lower frequencies, and can get perpetuated sometimes in when we're healing, but we're not actually aware of what we're healing. They start to make shifts in a very dynamic way in their life. They start to, you start working on the body and your money flows might increase. You start working on your money flows and your body starts to increase. Like, it's all also intertwined, this healing process. When you start looking at maybe one area, you see that you will affect so much more. This is something that's really talked about in, like, when I was doing my fascial stretch training, we were working on one end of the body, but we were ultimately affecting so much more because the body is so interconnected. And so when you start to work on yourself, when you start to do the inner work, you will see your outer world change. You will see your inner world change. You will see yourself change. Sometimes that can get a little chaotic, and it can get a little like, whoa, what's happening? But that's also where the magic lies, because that's where we really get to start to see shifts change. And you're creating a whole new foundation, so that you're creating a whole new reality for yourself. And I have this dream for the world that there's no suffering, that there is joy, love, so much glory, so much fun, so much play, so much communion. And that really starts with people doing the work, people doing the inner work, really shifting out of using their traumas and experience, both little traumas and big traumas, or just experiences in general where we've gotten a little incongruent in the frequencies, we've trapped emotions, we've had bad experiences, however you want to call it and associate with it. It's an experience that you did that kind of shifted your vibration. Whatever those are, they've created ripple effects in your world. And when we get to step into this responsibility and ownership of changing ourselves, doing the inner work, you will start to see the outer world change. And you'll start to see people using their experiences and their traumas for the world as a gift to the world, because they're doing their inner work, and that's a gift to the world. Instead of what I often see a lot of time is using it to stay in victimhood, and a weapon against people. And that is something that I would love to shift in the world. So let's start all doing the inner work and start to shift the world and the consciousness. So I hope that was, informational for you. I hope that gave you a understanding of what's at play here when we talk about energy and energy healing and how it works and why I'm so passionate about it and why recently I've just been so, I don't want to use the word focus, but it's so prevalent in my world to just keep coming back to. Everything is energy. It's just a frequency. I can change it all. I have the power. I'm empowered. I'm the embodiment of, consciousness at its highest level. I have these skills. I can play with what I can play with, and I can continue to deepen my knowledge and my connection to it. And I can change my world, and I can help empower other people to do the same for them. And we can, start to create something extremely different in this space, in this dimension, on this earth, in this reality. And it gives me tingles. It lights me up. I love doing the work that I do. And I love bringing these conversations to you. I hope I get to bring more to you. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, please like, comment, share, send it to a friend. And if you're curious about, working with me, check out my website. I do one-on-one sessions. And I also bring people through 3 and 6 month journeys where we get to really dive in, and you get to be supported the whole process and really shift through a phase in your life and create some change. So that's all for me for today. I thought that was going to be real short, but it's a little bit long. I apologize for that. And until the next episode, I hope you guys enjoy your life. And remember, stay in the magic. I'll see you guys later. Bye.